I have the power!
If I had a time machine, I would be in the theaters on the 5th of June watching Masters of the Universe already. I mean, I've waited so long for this live-action He-Man adaptation that even the last few days are passing painfully slow. Well, at least we have the early reviews for the film already, and as I had expected from the promising trailers and teasers, the movies turned out to be a solid entertainer. It has everything to satisfy the old-school He-Man fans and also the newbies who are getting introduced to the magical land of Eternia for the first time. The early reviews are overwhelmingly positive, which only furthers my excitement to watch this on the big screen. In this video, I'll take you through the entire intricate details of these early reviews so that you know what to expect when you head into the theaters.
Everything changed since you left.
The world premiere of Masters of the Universe at the TCL Chinese Theater in Los Angeles has been a delightful event, and after this, Amazon MGM Studios allowed the premiere attendees to release brief social media reactions. The trailer had already revealed a few significant details about the plot of the movie. For those who don't know, the story revolves around Prince Adam of Eternia, who was sent off to Earth for safekeeping, as his home planet was endangered by Skeletor and his evil forces. He was also separated from the Sword of Power, and he grew up on Earth leading a regular life. However, his life changes completely after he's reunited with his sword and returns to his oppressed and ruined homeland. He faces off against Skeletor with a handful of trusted allies and friends, and there you have it. The perfect fantasy fiction that any 30-year-old could wish for to relive his childhood. People like me who have grown up watching the iconic 80s cartoon will know that the He-Man franchise has a legacy to live up to. I think we'll be the strictest judge of how well the live-action film has succeeded in retaining the brilliance. And for this reason, one of the first reviews that I checked out were from those who understand what a He-Man movie is all about. The review of TV journalist Scott Menzel is extremely relevant in this regard because he's described the movie as everything this 80s kid wanted and more. He further added, "It's gloriously campy, wildly entertaining, and non-stop fun from beginning to end." Travis Knight completely understood the assignment and delivered exactly what fans of this franchise have been waiting for. Now that is a reassuring thing for a fan to hear, right? But don't make the mistake of assuming that the film only caters to those who are familiar with the He-Man lore. As the senior host and producer of Collider, Perry Nemiroff, has pointed out, I'm a huge fan of a lot of the folks involved, but it was never really my thing growing up, and I kind of assumed the same would be true now. Also, based on what I do know of the source material, this felt like an immensely challenging film to pull off. But Travis Knight and company did it. I was totally swept away by this super vibrant, weird, and gleeful romp. So as you can see, the movie is for everyone, irrespective of whether or not you've grown up watching the Funimation cartoon. One of the concerns that I've seen many share was that Nicholas Galitzine was not the perfect casting choice for the role of He-Man. Personally, I was impressed by the trailer footage itself. But for those who still had their doubts, the movie should put them all to rest. Most of the early reviews have pointed out that the actor has done a wonderful job as He-Man. Not only does he look the part with his crafted physique, but he also puts in the right expressions to balance the fun moments and the serious ones. I'll pick out the words of reviewer Peter Gray to explain what I'm trying to get at here. He says, Nicholas Galitzine looks the part in Masters of the Universe, and how, but it's his comedic timing that steals the show. Knowingly cartoonish, packed with 80s vibes. He calls the film family-friendly fun, which might be just one of the biggest selling points for the film. I think my favorite part of all the early reviews is how almost everyone seemed to appreciate the work of Travis Knight as the director of the film. As I've said before, this isn't the easiest live-action movie to execute, and the director clearly understood the assignment. The reviewer, Courtney Howard, points out, director Travis Knight has a genuine reverence for all the incarnations of the He-Man character, the Masters of the Universe action figures, animated and cinematic iterations. Easter eggs incorporated with craft and care. I can't imagine someone in charge of a film like this who doesn't understand the core values of what it's all about. And now I can rest easy knowing that Travis Knight hasn't put a foot wrong. Now let me address the huge Jared Leto in the room. Yeah, I know we were all apprehensive about Jared Leto as Skeletor, given how important the character is. Even if I put aside all the controversies that the actors endured, I can't ignore some of his performances. And honestly, I wasn't too bullish on him acting in the role of Skeletor. As a fan, I'm glad to be proven wrong, because most early reviews are going gaga over his performance. It's not just about a cartoon villain who has a skull for a face and a blue-skinned body. The best part about the appearance of Skeletor, as revealed by one of the critics, is that it's difficult to differentiate what is practical costuming effects and was computer-generated imagery. It looks stunning on screen, and Leto has delivered an epic performance. The critic even admitted that Leto has proved to be the perfect choice for the role, and his wild vocalizations are very impressive. Also, film critic Christy Puchko has said in a review, Jared Leto's Skeletor practically purrs when threatening minions with violence, and growls salaciously when demanding answers from his second-in-command, the sorceress Evil Lyn. But this devil is most fun when he's heckling a He-Man. It really comforts me to think that Skeletor has not disappointed, because I can't think of a well-made He-Man movie where Skeletor's not up to the task. Moreover, if I take a leaf out of IGN's elaborate review of the movie, then the action and physicality in the movie is also pretty solid. The review has described the fight scenes as vibrant and interesting. And what more can the fans ask for? Also, I take heart from the fact that the movie's not just about the main characters. Man-at-Arms has key roles, and Idris Elba fits into the shoes of the character perfectly. His character has an idea of what it means to be strong, and apparently, this idea gets tested throughout the film. Even Camila Mendes steals the show as Teela, and you'll remember her performance for some crucial moments. Of course, you have a wide array of other characters, from Fisto to Mechanic to Ram Man, and all the other familiar faces that every fan has dreamed of seeing on the big screen. Overall, Travis Knight and his team don't take the movie too seriously, which is the biggest strength, because it's not meant to be that way. The performances have been top-notch, and the storyline might be simple, but it still has enough to keep you glued to your seats. In a nutshell, that's all I needed to know. Maybe it's time to figure out the rest for yourself, because there can't be a better critic than you in your own perception. Going by all these early reviews, I can promise you that the movie has the right ingredients to make your weekend special. As one of the critics said, it's a love letter to all things He-Man, and for me, the biggest win is that it captures the magic of the classic 80s cartoon with modern visuals. However, I have also come across some disturbing pieces of information about the pre-sales for the movie. Despite all the positive word of mouth and first reactions, the box office projections don't look too promising. I really hope this changes fast, because it surely deserves to be watched by people across all age groups. There's still plenty of time for this to change, and the pre-sales don't always dictate the fate of a movie. I'm keeping my fingers crossed, because a successful venture will probably mean that a sequel is on the cards. Nevertheless, I'll be there for the first day of the official release with a big bucket of popcorn and even bigger expectations as I watch my childhood come to life. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the early reviews of the movie, and if you appreciate the efforts to bring you videos like this, please hit the like and subscribe buttons, as well as ring that bell notification so that you don't miss any future videos from us. Stay safe, have a great day.